Well, a very good evening to you. Welcome. This is Channel 1 Weekend, and this is Sunday's edition on the 15th of April, the year is 2018, an evening or night when the country is mourning the loss of yet another politician, a veteran leader who really did play a major role, significant role in the establishment of democracy in the country. This is Kenneth Matiba, who has passed on, aged 85 years. We'll be telling you plenty about this. Well, being a Sunday, that tells you that we also have a weekly segment, Family Matters, and tonight on Sharp Focus is the rehabilitation of street children. John Jacob Curia is already in studio with his panel of experts, and of course some of the people who have managed to have a change of lifestyle will be tackling this matter tonight. So much lined up for you. We will be highlighting these and so much more, but after these highlights.
Juzi tumesema hata wale wako upinzani, kuna baada ya uchaguzi lazima pia tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja.
Stop the politics. Deputy President William Ruto says the new friendship with the opposition is only for national unity. Fighting for the Constitution Amendment. Opposition legislators say expanding the executive the only option to tone down the divisive politics. And retracing the roots. Loriquette community converge in Eldoret to reconstructing their roots. Welcome back, and thank you so much for creating time to join us as we bring you up to speed on the latest happenings. Kindly do interact with us on our social media platforms. On Twitter, it's at KBC Channel 1. You can also tweet me directly at Ruse_Gakuo. Well, on Facebook, you can get us on KBC Channel 1, and you can also text us, begin with where you are viewing us from. 22162 is the number, 22162. We'll be certain to be sampling some of that feedback right within this bulletin. And Channel 1 Weekend begins now, and of course we bring you some of the updates pertaining to the death of the politician and the veteran politician. This is Kenneth Matiba. We'll just be playing some of the actions or some of the activities that he did embark on during his time, and of course he has passed on, aged 85 years. He was receiving treatment at the Karen Hospital, having suffered cardiac arrest. Well, let's just take a look at some of the photos, and now you can see him right there. That is the President Uhuru Kenyatta when he had paid the veteran politician a visit right at the coastal city of Mombasa right there. And well, we remember, or rather he will be remembered for his role in the struggle for multi-party democracy in the country. We'll also remember that he has held various positions, both elective as well as appointive. And Kenneth Matiba again had vied for the 1992 presidential election, and he placed second, but at the same time he did win the Kiharu Member of Parliamentary seat. And of course, that is just some of the pictures we have for you right there. Still more on that, he did launch, and he was a kind of a person who tried to really give back to society. The latest of that having been a launch of an eye clinic right in Murang'a County. Let's take a look at that, which is a project that ended up or is still helping a lot of people, especially those still facing the challenge of the like. And well, we can see him right there. We can also see Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria, who also sent his condolences. We'll be reading that out in a short while. That was during the launch of the Kenneth Matiba Eye Clinic in Murang'a County. And remember, Kenneth Matiba has held various positions, even as a member of the cabinet, as Minister for Transport and Communication. Let's listen in to what may be here to say during that launch.
Tena mtaniota hapa. wakati huo nitakuwa na uwezo wa sio tu kusimama hapa kuzungumza nanyi, itakuwa siku ambayo mimi nitakuwa nanyi kila mahali.
Murang'a County Governor Mwangi wa Iria says his government
And of course, that's in part of the life of the late veteran politician, and we'll be certain to be giving you the updates. Kindly do check on our website on KBC, www.kbc.co.ke, as well as on our social media handles to get the updates pertaining that development. Well, now, Deputy President William Ruto has reaffirmed that the unity pact between the government and the opposition was aimed at uniting the country and nothing beyond that. Ruto has also dismissed claims that the agreement would lead to the expansion of the executive. The deputy president, who was in Uasin Gishu, said no one reserves the right to impose their leadership upon Kenyans.
Ruto was in Uasin Gishu County for the Thanksgiving ceremony for Trade Principal Secretary Chris Kipto. And here, Ruto carried on with his onslaught on the clamor for amendments on the constitution, seeking to create the office of a prime minister.
Hawa watu unasikia wanazurura huko wanasema ati wanataka kubadilisha katiba tutengeneze ati prime minister mwenye atachukuliwa bunge na wabunge wachache kwa fulani ati ndiye atakuwa anaendesha mambo ya Kenya, ati nyinyi wananchi mamilioni hamuna uwezo ya kuchagua nani ataongoza Kenya hii.
The deputy president has in the recent weeks denied allegations that the peace pact between the government and the opposition would lead to the expansion of the executive.
Kuna wengine wanafikiria ya kwamba eti tumeungana ndio tupange viti ya watu wadosi wagawane viti, ati tubadilishe katiba ndio wadosi wapate. My friends, mimi nataka niwaambie mchana mapema, ile ushirikiano tunatafuta Kenya sio kwa manufaa ya wadosi, ni kwa manufaa ya wananchi milioni 45, hasa vijana mamilioni ambao hawana nafasi ya kufanya kazi.
Leaders who attended the meeting vowing to mobilize their supporters for Ruto's 2022 presidential bid.
Na hivi juzi katika Rift Valley kule peke yake ndio ilikuwa na shida, kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa upande wa NASA na tulivuruta watu wengi kule. Lakini wakati huu tumejipanga.
There is no contest in the Rift Valley. The contest that you are talking about exists only in the pages of your newspapers.
Ruto has in the meantime said starting Monday, the government will enlist all farmers electronically to enable tracking and cut on graft and wastage on subsidized farm inputs that has bedeviled the Ministry of Agriculture for years.
Hatuwezi kutumia pesa ya serikali kulipa mabroka na wakora na wafanyabiashara wengine. That one is not going to happen.
A section of NASA legislators now want Deputy President William Ruto to support calls to amend the Constitution to create more executive positions. The legislators, mostly from Raila Odinga's ODM party, claim the anticipated constitutional changes will cure the perennial political wrangles in the country and should be supported by all leaders who mean well for this nation.
Let us not, as politicians, pretend that we are going to engage in another exercise of changing the constitution so that we have political positions to allocate to politicians and deny the people of Kenya the opportunity to create.
These are the remarks by Deputy President William Ruto Saturday after he distanced himself from those calling for constitutional amendment to expand the executive to accommodate more leaders.
In other words, when you see
This sentiment seems to have rubbed the wrong way a section of ODM legislators.
Wale ambao wanaona kwamba hawataki mazungumzo ama hawataki kusikia watu wakizungumzia juu ya mambo ya kubadilisha sheria na katiba, hawalazimishwi.
Watu wengine wanafaa wajue ya kwamba constitution is a live document. They need to check the word meaning of live. It is a live document and can be amended anytime.
The MPs who spoke during a funds drive in aid of the Mariakani Church of God in Nairobi's South B claimed the deputy president was jittery over the Harambee House peace deal and the 2022 succession arithmetic.
The man has been running helter-skelter, but he has misunderstood the essence of the handshake, because the handshake is meant to do bigger things for this country.
The MPs taking a swipe at those pushing for the formation of a single Western Kenyan region party ahead of the 2022 general election.
Unatoka NASA ambao ni coalition kubwa, unaenda kutengeneza coalition ya vyama viwili vidogo ambayo iko na wafasi mkoa wa Magharibi peke yake. Utakuwa unaenda mbele ama unarudi nyuma?
Kwa hivyo wale wanaongea mambo ya kusimama president kwa Waluya huko, lazima tukague hao walikuwa Urupa ama wako kwa. Tuanzie hapo.
Elsewhere, Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has claimed that a certain influential individual is out to undermine his leadership in the county. A rather furious Sonko said the same individual had sponsored an article in a section of the media to tarnish his leadership.
So wacha kutumia pesa umepewa na serikali uchunge usalama kwa nchi kutokana na Sonko. Sonko wezani naye. The good deeds which Sonko amefanya ndio zinamchunga na Mwenyezi Mungu.
Sonko has now threatened to take legal action over the media report. Samson Kitavi, Channel 1 News.
The arrest of Budalangi Member of Parliament Raphael Wanjala following an altercation with Foreign Affairs Chief Administration Secretary Ababu Namwamba has taken a political twist, with the Orange Democratic Movement demanding that he be released unconditionally. ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna says the arrest was politically instigated, and as such the MP should be charged or set free.
These were the scenes in Budalangi constituency. Supporters of area MP Raphael Wanjala expressing their support for the embattled legislator, demanding his immediate release.
Watu wa Wanjala walipiga nani na wenye walipiga ni nani na aliandikisha wapi? Tunaomba serikali ya Jamhuri ya Kenya ifuate sheria za kitaratibu. Naomba serikali ya Kenya achilie Wanjala.
In the capital Nairobi, ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and Busia Member of Parliament Florence Mtua terming Wanjala's arrest as politically instigated. The duo saying Wanjala should be charged immediately if he committed any crime.
Wherever the police are holding Honorable Wanjala, we want to demand his immediate release. This is a member of Parliament who should be freed on his own cognizance, and if he is required to appear before any court of law to answer to any charges, then we will be prepared as his lawyers and as his party to meet those charges in court.
And why would a member of Parliament be arrested and be denied bail kama amekuwa denied bail? We need to know Mheshimiwa Wanjala alikosa makosa gani ya kufanya atupwe ndani bila reason yoyote. Sisi watu especially watu wa nyumbani, we are not aware what he did.
Wanjala was arrested on Saturday following an altercation with Foreign Affairs Chief Administrative Secretary and former area Member of Parliament Ababu Namwamba at the Sigiri Bridge in Busia County.
President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to leave the country Monday for the United Kingdom to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London. The forum that will bring together heads of state from the former British colonies to share experiences and challenges they face. President Uhuru Kenyatta is scheduled to travel to London Monday for a meeting bringing together heads of state from Commonwealth nations. The meeting is seen by many to be very strategic for the United Kingdom, which seeks to tighten its friendship from her former colonies at a time it's preparing to formally quit the European Union. Ahead of the Commonwealth meeting, the president is scheduled to visit the London Stock Exchange for a meeting with investors and will use the event to share areas of investment opportunity available in the country in line with his Big Four agenda. The head of state will then deliver an address at Chatham House highlighting the role of Kenya in supporting regional peace.
On Tuesday, the President will visit the London Stock Exchange for a meeting with investors, using the event to share areas of investment opportunity in terms of his Big Four agenda as well as job creation. He will also deliver an address at Chatham House, the shrine for policy and investment thinkers in London. His speech will dwell on Kenya's efforts in achieving inclusive growth, the positive role Kenya is playing in supporting regional peace, and its station in a globalizing world.
There's been a lot of debate about how to take advantage of the young people, but also how to include women in the economic development programs across the world. So in terms of investment, in terms of growing from small enterprises to medium and large enterprises, so there's going to be discussions around that, and we expect we will be participating in these forums, but we are also expecting that we will create a bigger appetite for investment with our youth and women enterprises back home.
The president is also scheduled to hold talks with UK's Prime Minister Theresa May on strengthening bilateral ties and trade between the two nations.
You know, the UK is a key traditional partner of Kenya's and a big importer of some of our products, including fresh produce, flowers, and tea, and we value our relationship with them. The president will also discuss blue economy issues, first at the conference that he has been invited to by PM May, and also as part of the Commonwealth agenda.
Trade, diplomacy, security and regional development are the priorities of the Commonwealth meeting, which brings together 53 heads of government and will take place on Thursday and Friday. Striking public university lecturers have vowed to continue with their industrial action amid its threats to be axed from work on Monday. The lecturers claim they will not resume duty until the government tables a counter proposal on their salary demands.
Barely 12 hours to the deadline set by public universities for lecturers to return to work, University Academic Staff Union WASU remains adamant that its members will not resume work on Monday. WASU says it met with the Inter-University Public Consultative Council Forum IPUCCF for a conciliation meeting, but a document presented to the union was not a counter-offer. The union claims instead the Inter-University Public Consultative Council Forum refused that it will not negotiate with the Dons on monetary issues. According to the lecturers, IPUCCF document does not address itself to WASU CBA proposal at all, and therefore it lacks any resemblance in form or content with any of the previous CBAs signed by WASU and IPUCCF. When they appeared before a joint education committee on Thursday, the lecturers had accused the Ministry of Education and Treasury for the stalemate in negotiations by failing to table a counter-offer.
Over the course of the IPUCCF have given varied reasons for the delay in giving counter-offer, including general election, Christmas, and change in leadership of the Ministry of Education.
IPUCCF and Vice Chancellors, there is no way we can make a proposal to the unions before the ministry tells us that this is the amount of money or this is the percentage you can negotiate within.
While we take a very short break, and after this these, we have plenty lined up for you. And of course, remember, on Family Matters tonight, John Jacob Curia will be taking us through one topical issue. And this is the rehabilitation of street children in the country. Well, what are your concerns about this? What is your, input to this topic? Kindly do interact with us on our social media platforms. On Twitter, it's at KBC Channel 1. Tweet me directly at Rose_Gaku. You can also text us, beginning with where you're coming from, on 22162. These and so much more after the break.
Majina ni Gabriel Wata, mkaaji wa Maseno, shabiki mkuu wa Megadola. Saa 6 mchana nikatumiwa message ya kwamba nimeshinda shilingi 50,000. Hiyo pesa itanisaidia kama kulipa karo, madeni na matumizi mengine ya nyumba. Cheza na kwa hakika utashinda.
Nawe pia cheza ushinde leo. Top up kwa paybill number 295888 uanzie sasa.
He read the diagnosis. To me, it was pure French.
They were cancerous. I want to have my life back. I miss cooking, I miss... I miss so much. Right now, I can't remember the last time I ever got a pair of shoes, because I think that must have been in 2016. Which must have been Batangoma, yeah. The whole of 2017, I haven't even bought myself anything. That's the truth.
Everybody, Guanta!
Welcome back and thank you so much for your company this far. Transport along the Narok Mai Mahi Road was paralyzed for the better part of the afternoon after ongoing heavy rains caused a delayed cutting of sections of the road near Susu town. In Garissa County, one person has been confirmed dead, while several others have been left homeless as ongoing floods continue to take their toll.
Motorists plying the busy Narok Mai Mahi Road have been stranded for hours, with some opting to use alternative routes.
Nilijaribu kabisa kungangana. Nilikuwa na lori mbele, nilitaka kufuata hiyo lori, nikaona nitasomba. Sasa nilirudi reverse. Sasa niliponea chukuchuku kidogo. Hii biashara tumeumia tangu jana nilikuwa hapa hivi. Leo tena nimepatikana. Sasa unaona umetukatisha na ingebidi niende Nairobi tena nirudi. Imetuumisia biashara.
Many of them who were returning to Nairobi after spending the weekend in their rural homes seemed helpless.
Nilitoka Homa Bay saa 2, lakini kufika mwendo wa saa 9 tumefika hapa Susua. Na hii barabara imekuwa mbaya. Serikali yetu waamue, angalie vile watu wako, angalia kule nyuma na pale mbele. Na hii shida tunaye, serikali wako, kuna mahelikopta wangekuja saa hii ili malori sikuje tusaidiwe, manake hapa ni msituni, hakuna chakula na tuko na watoto.
Tunaenda kazi kesho Jumatatu, sasa tumekoma upande hii, tumekuwa huku siku 2, so tunaomba serikali muingilie kati.
Yesterday, hundreds were forced to spend the night in Suso and Mai Mahiu towns after debris and silt blocked sections of the road. Tourists heading to and from the famous Masai Mara were not spared either. In Garissa, one middle-aged man was the latest victim of the ongoing rains that continued to pound several parts of the country, leaving in its wake a trail of destruction. The man, who worked as a guard in a nearby farm, was trying to escape the raging waters together with 2 others when the incident happened. Due to the rising levels of water in River Tana, the Kenya Red Cross Society has secured a motorboat that will be used in rescuing those marooned in floods within the area.
Tunaomba serikali itusaidie ile njia yoyote ambao wanaweza ili isitokee kitu kama hii, because kitu kama hii kitokea hata sisi tunakosa morali ya kukaa kwa hii shamba. Kama shamba hatuwezi kupata faida badala ya faida inaleta kifo, haina maana kukaa hapo.
The meteorological services have warned of sustained rains, with the pattern expected to continue until Tuesday. Caroline Kamar reporting for Channel 1 Weekend.
And members of the Marakwet community converged in Eldoret for the first ever Marakwet Cultural Night, sought to showcase the rich heritage of the community. The event sought to enlighten members of the community on the unique characteristics of the 6 Marakwet clans in the country.
The first ever Marakwet Cultural Night went down in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, with beaming entertainment and fun. The event, witnessed by top brass Rift Valley leaders, brought the people of Marakwet together to reconstruct their traditions dated back to colonial days.
Mchana ilikuwa watoto na family wafunzwe kimila ya Marakwet na manyimbo, na leo jioni sasa ni watu wasima adults. Ndio tumekuwa hapa tukifurahia, tukiimba, tumekula chakula yetu ya kienyeji, tumekunywa muratina na tumesherekea, na ni kitu tutatarajia kufanya kila mwaka.
To come together and remind ourselves where we came from, so that even our kids can know, maybe in future they can know where we came from and what we are made of.
According to the leaders, the event aimed at revisiting the roots of the Marakwet people for the benefit of the current generation.
Justice system where maybe when livestock was stolen, there was a way the old men could assemble and they grill all the community members, and there were some rituals which were performed so that in case you are not saying the truth, maybe you are cursed and you lose your life.
Mwaja kimila ni mpotevu, lakini sasa sisi tunataka kuwa watu tunatimama kimila na tuwe watu timamu.
Marakwet is a tribe of the Kalenjin people with an estimated population of 200,000, made of the Almo, Cherengani, Endo, Markweta, Samberer and Kiptani clans. The culture of the Marakwet community outstands among the rich heritage that the country has, bringing the people together at the same time taking them back to the traditions that they still hold to date. Irene Mchuma Odim, Channel 1 in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County.
Thank you, Irene Mchuma Odim, all the way from Uasin Gishu County. Kenyans today joined the world in celebrating the International Good Deeds Day, with Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko calling for selflessness in serving the less fortunate in society. Sonko said those who do good to others will be rewarded in kind, and it was human nature to uplift others to happiness. Good Deeds Day is a day that seeks to unite people globally to do good deeds for the benefit of others and the planet.
Various humanitarian organizations, together with the county government of Nairobi, came together on Sunday to celebrate the International Good Deeds Day. Speaking during the event, Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko urged other leaders to emulate his example and help the needy in the society, saying that no good deeds goes unrewarded.
So if you do good deeds, you never go wrong. And I'm a witness to this. I have a testimony to give. As I stand here as the governor of Nairobi, I'm still continuing to do good deeds to the great people of Nairobi and Kenyans in general. Our civil rescue team services are still there. They are still available to all Kenyans, irrespective of your tribe, color, party, and religious affiliations. When we help, we don't choose where you come from. We help Kenyans wherever they are, without choosing color, religion, or where they come from.
Good Deeds Day was initiated in 2007 to applaud those who have done good things to humanity. All over the world, hundreds of thousands choose to volunteer and help others, putting into practice the simple idea that every single person can do something good.
I want to thank the governor
for allowing us this opportunity to celebrate Good Deeds Day on his front doorstep. I can't even begin to tell you what this means for us, Good Deeds Day International, to have your support, and also for the Kenya VIO Society, who is our partner here in Kenya.
For Channel 1 News Hour, I'm Emily K. Bade.
The postnatal period is a critical phase in the lives of mothers and newborns. It is advised that both mother and baby get regular medical checkups by attending postnatal clinics to ensure the well-being of both. It is also during this period that mothers, especially first-time ones, desire to go back to their pre-pregnancy physical shape. The stomach area is usually the main focus, and many have been known to use a number of methods to achieve their goal, including following strict diets and physical training routines. Then there are those who choose alternative therapy, like engaging the services of a masseuse known as Mama Kanda. Lena Karanja tells us more.
Sabasalim is a Mama Kanda. She is a masseuse who visits mothers after delivery in the comfort of their homes to offer a unique postnatal care service.
I'm popularly known as Mama Kanda. I work with ladies after they have their babies. I massage them and offer services postnatal with helping the mom recover. But if someone is bleeding too much, that one is a case for the hospital. We work at home basically, so if there's a complication after birth, unless it's something to do with back pain and shoulder pain and maybe the mom lacking enough milk, we refer them back to the hospital.
Mama Kanda's package also includes baby massage, which helps manage conditions common in newborns.
Matege, like bow-legged, and it's not because of lack of vitamin D. This is a new baby we're talking about. So if you do the massage regularly, you find you're straightening the limbs, and the baby is okay.
Saba is not a qualified medical doctor, but from her 3 years experience in the trade, she can tell when things are not right with both mother and baby. Gynecologist Dr. Wanjiru Ndegwa says it is important for mothers who use Mama Kanda services to attend postnatal clinics.
Depending on whether you've delivered normally. If you deliver normally, you're usually out within 24 to 48 hours. You're allowed to go home and rest and take care of your baby at home. Thereafter, we need to see you usually at 2 weeks and at 6 weeks. And this is also for a mother who has delivered through cesarean section. We need to see you at the 2 weeks and at 6 weeks. And at the 2 weeks visit, we're checking that your breasts are okay, that you're still lactating very well, that the uterus has contracted to where we want it to be at that point, because it was huge during pregnancy. It has to contract downwards and go back to its normal state. We're also checking whether you've been bleeding excessively, whether there is any foul discharge that we would need to address. And we're also checking your blood pressure and your vitals. We're also checking whether your legs are swollen and things that would suggest that there are other problems related to post-delivery.
Dr. Jesse Ngugi, the medical superintendent at Kiambu Level 5 Hospital, agrees with Dr. Ndegwa and adds that
I want to know that the baby is also doing well, because sometimes there are infections that babies can develop very early. They can have yellow eyes, they can have discharging eyes, they can have the umbilicus, which is not properly healed. So you want to ensure that mother and baby are fine at the very first clinic. That happens at the second week.
Fortunately, convergence of traditional and conventional therapies means patients reap the benefits of both.
Feel relaxed, and it really helps a lot. When after birth, there's that stress you have when you're pregnant. Before you give birth, you're so tired, you cannot sleep, you are limited. You can only sleep with your sides, because you can neither sleep with your stomach nor your back. You're always advised to sleep with your sides. So after that, there's that pressure, you feel the back pain and all that. Immediately after massage, I don't know how I can explain the feeling. It's just awesome. You just want to rest. You don't want any disturbance. Please go for it. If you can't maybe afford maybe her or these professional ones, maybe get someone who can do it, but I would advise you to get someone who is professional, someone who knows what they are doing, because again, if you don't do it the right way, you'll miss out some things.
And so, would you consider being a mama kanda as a viable profession? Saba Salim says there are many opportunities for the youths in the field.
And told someone about it and she was interested, and so I did the massage for her and she loved it, and by word of mouth it got out there and it became a business. In a clockwise motion, small circles clockwise. If there is any gas, it will come out. He'll either poop or just let it out as a big belch.
The rate of unemployment among the youths in the country has been escalating over the years. However, Saba Salim, a university graduate, has beaten all odds by embracing her skills as a postnatal care masseuse as a way of earning a living. Lena Karanja reporting for Channel 1.
Well, thank you, Lena Karanja, for such an insightful story. Leaders and the security team in Mbeere South Sub-County in Embu County wants Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru to keep off the resettlement exercise in the 44,000-acre Moya settlement scheme. The leaders' sentiments came a day after 5 people were injured in the controversial scheme over land allocation.
Mbeere South OCPD Ahmed Mohammed claims Waiguru was inciting the Moya settlement scheme residents. He dismissed claims by Waiguru that there was a court order to stop the subdivision ahead of settling of the beneficiaries expected to kick off Monday. Elsewhere, a joint cross-border rhino monitoring exercise between the Masai Mara and the Serengeti game reserves has been launched. Narok Governor Samuel Tunai says the 30-day exercise will also identify rhinos from the 2 game reserves for purpose of protection. Meanwhile, plans to relocate the Ngong dump site from its current location to veterinary land has been met with opposition by a section of area residents who say it will present an environmental nightmare to those living in the neighboring estates. The 2.3 billion shillings project that is seen as a long-term solution to the garbage menace in the rapidly growing town is jointly funded by the Italian government and the Kajiado County government.
Niseme tu kwa wale ambayo wanapinga hiyo mali inasetiwa kuwekwa taka, sio kwamba hii dump site inatolewa vile ilivyo alafu inaenda kumwagwa hivyo. Inaitwa Integrated Waste Management System ambayo inabadilisha hiyo taka kuwa energy, kutoa stima. Vile ule mama alisema, amesema yeye anaona pesa kwa hii taka, hiyo project ama hiyo mali inaletwa haitakuja kuadhiri nyinyi ama haitalete magonjwa. Itakuwa ni system ambayo itatusaidia sisi kutoa stima.
Meanwhile, Kirinyaga County community members living in Mombasa are calling on Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru and Woman Representative Purity Ngirishi to work together for the sake of unity and development. Led by their spokesperson Michael Murithi, they said there is need for harmony for the area to realize meaningful development.
Tunawaomba waweze kushikana mikono kwa sababu hatuhitaji siasa kwa sasa, tunahitaji maendeleo.
And Uasin Gishu Governor Jackson Mandago has called on agricultural crop research institutions to pilot seed varieties in Uasin Gishu County as a way to support diversification campaigns. Speaking during a farmers' field day at Frontiers Farm in Tembelio, Moiben Sub-County, Mandago asked farmers to ensure that they purchase certified seeds from KEFIs to improve their yields.
Na kama county hii tuna encourage kwa sababu sisi tumejulikana pakubwa kwa maneno ya mahindi, kwa maneno ya ngano. Imefika wakati sasa kama uko na eka 10, weka eka 3 viazi, eka 7 weka mahindi, kwa sababu watu wengine wasipokula ugali watatuletea shida. But lazima tuzoeshe hawa kukula ugali ya viazi. Hata ugali ya viazi ni ugali.
Beatrice Gatonyi-Ngetich, Channel 1 News Hour.
Well, we're heading to a break now, but not before we touch on the family matters topic tonight, rehabilitation of street children. And John Jacob Curia is in studio. Gigi, evening to you.
Good evening, Rose. Tonight is quite an interesting conversation, and the focus going into the whole subject of rehabilitation of street children. And you will see, particularly the Nairobi County government has announced that in the next 2 weeks or 1 month, they should be engaging in this process of rehabilitating street children. But you also remember it was an ambitious project launched by President Mwai Kibaki back in 2003, thereabout, when he came into power. Did it result into something that we can write home about? Well, it's still a debatable matter. But you also remember, Rose Gaku, like about 2 months ago, there have been complaints in town, and you remember the police coming hard on the same, accusing street children, particularly along Moi Avenue and the city center, of robbing people at night, and people are losing their valuables. But then again, we're here to speak about the story of hope and to talk about rehabilitating street children and what they can become. And I have a very powerful panel this evening, all consisting of former street children who are doing great things in their careers and succeeding in so many things, by the way. And they have traveled to countries. I have one who is headed to Sweden in the next 2 weeks or something like that. Next week, I think so, heading to Sweden. And there's just so much to speak about when you talk about rehabilitating children. So today is just about a story of hope. If you're about to give up on life, hang on there. It's a story of hope running tonight, Rose.
Well, definitely, there is no better way, GJ, to talk about it but as a story of hope. And of course, we can see the government as well as other stakeholders putting in as much as they can to ensure that the street children do have a better and a bright future. Of course, just recently, and this is on Friday, we did see a street carnival held right in the city center. And we did get the voices of so many children there talking about how they are talented, how they think they can help even grow the economy of these countries. So of course, JJ, indeed, this is a very topical matter tonight. Well, do stand by for that. You do not want to miss that. But first, we take a break, after which Munga Richard will be bringing us up to speed on the day's sports.
Every 4 minutes is a chance for you to win big with Mega Dollar. Just go to Lipa na M-Pesa, enter paybill number 295888, account name KBC, and amount from 10 shillings or more. Then select your 10 numbers from 1 to 80 and send to 29588. You can win up to 30 million shillings. Start playing now and win. Mega Dollar. Big winners every 4 minutes.
A romantic telenovela about 2 women and a man. The story about a woman, Elena.
Elena will be the one in charge.
A young, beautiful woman, a ghost.
Our family has inherited a curse. Everyone dies tragically. You've seen it for yourself.
And a version of her.
I am your wife and I demand respect.
I am in love with Elena, and I will do anything so that I do not lose her. Are we clear?
Then enters Eduardo the Hunk.
You, and I'm not allowing anything bad to happen.
And the two are in a match made in love. Or will it be?
I'm your wife, Elena, and I've returned to stay for good.
He's also my husband.
No, the marriage between you two is invalid and you know it.
I'm gonna make your life a living hell, Elena.
The twist and turns of a love triangle coupled with a mythological family embroiled in secrecy. Untold makes the castle a home, spinning in a wave of mystery and a chance until we discover the secrecy behind Elena's ghost.
He read the diagnosis. To me, it was pure French.
They were cancerous. I want to have my life back. I miss cooking, I miss I miss so much. Right now, I can't remember the last time I ever got a pair of shoes, because I think that must have been in 2016, which must have been Batangoma, yeah. The whole of 2017, I haven't even bought myself anything. That's the truth.
Oh, a very good evening and thank you for joining us for Channel 1 Sport tonight. I'm Richard Munga.
Now, Team Kenya finished 14th overall in that in Africa as the Curtains came down on the 21st edition of the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia. Kenyan athletes missed out on medals in the final event of the athletics calendar after performing dismally in the men's and women's marathon.
For gold, 7 silver and 6 bronze to finish 14th overall and third in Africa behind South Africa and Nigeria. Apart from the marathon, Kenya's dismal performance in Gold Coast, Australia was evident in the men's 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters, women's 10,000 meters, women's 3,000 meters steeplechase and men's javelin. The performance capped a poor outing, going by the recent standards that saw Kenya top the track and field medal charts in Delhi 2010 and Glasgow 2014. Karanja David for Weekend Sports.
Well, now just an update coming in that President Uhuru Kenyatta is just about to address the nation, and of course we don't have the exact details as to regarding what exactly, but we'll be bringing you the updates, and of course we'll be bringing you that update from State House. But first, let's go to matters football, whereby 2009 Kenya Premier League champions Sofapaka were held to a 1-1 draw by Sony Sugar in a Kenya Premier League match that was played this evening at the Roraka grounds, with both goals coming from spot kicks. Mavis Kigonya's first half penalty sent Sofapaka ahead, only for Sony Sugar to equalize from the penalty spot after Musa Omar handled the ball in the box, with David Simiyu, who had earlier missed a one-on-one chance with Kigonya, atoning for an earlier miss by sending Kigonya the wrong way. In other matches played today, Chemelil Sugar beat Wazito 3-1. Thika United held Lindsay Stars to a barren draw at the Afraha Stadium. Coastal Rangers beat Madara United 2-1. Bandari lost 1-0 at home to Nzoia Sugar, while Vihiga United forced a 0-0 draw against 2016 champions Tusker FC at Roraka grounds. And also, Multimedia University started well their new Hockey League season today, despite struggling against Wazalendo Masters to earn a hard-fought 4-3 victory at the City Park Stadium in Nairobi. University of Nairobi ladies played to a goalless draw with Wolverines in the other match played at the same venue.
Multimedia University began their new Hockey League season with victory over Wazalendo as they look to improve on their performance last season. Multimedia had to, however, dig deep into their reserves as they found themselves trailing early in the match through Frederick Kimanzi. The goal conceded sparked some life into Multimedia, who scored 3 goals in a span of 10 minutes to lead 3-1 at halftime. Wazalendo scored 2 more goals in the second half, but Multimedia managed to score a 4th goal to seal the 4-3 victory. In the ladies' encounter, University of Nairobi ladies played to a goalless draw with Wolverines. Meanwhile, the annual Watamu Triathlon event that entered its 9th edition attracted more than 70 local and foreign athletes who competed in swimming, cycling and running. The event has gained popularity along the Kenyan coast that has great potential to produce athletes who can represent the nation apart from promoting tourism. The annual event featured both a sprint distance race consisting of 750 meters of swimming, 20 kilometers of cycling and 5 kilometers of running. Abdallah Mansour emerged the men's winner while Asaf Forsan won the ladies category. The event is organized by Turtle Bay Beach Resort. Elsewhere, the National Chess League has kicked off with 16 teams participating in the season opener. KCB emerged victorious after beating Kings Club 5-0. Kamau, Jackson, Joseph, Methu, Ben, Nguku, Mehul, Gohil and Gloria Gwehani represented the bankers during the outing. The 2018 National Chess League has seen Central Bank of Kenya join the growing list of clubs. There are currently 22 teams that will be battling for a cash prize of 200,000 shillings for the winner at the end of the season. Finally, Michael Karanga was crowned champion of the Kugeria Mushroom Community Golf Tournament held at the Kiambu Golf Club. Karanga scored 73 net points to win the tournament ahead of Michael Ngene, who settled for second position.
We started with golf. We are also doing other infrastructures like the roads within the estates and street lighting. So this is part of corporate social responsibility for the golfers.
One of the things that I want to introduce in our primary schools is golf
as an extra sport in some of our primary schools, maybe like about 4 or 5 to start with.
Over 150 Kugeria Mushroom Community golfers participated in the 2-day event as part of their community social responsibility. The event attracted old and young golfers from all clubs in the county, and especially golfers living in the 2 gated community estates, where they have started development projects and they are looking at introducing the sport in schools in the area.
Now to international sports, with a focus on motorsport at first, whereby Red Bull driver Daniel Ricciardo believes his stunning victory in the Chinese Grand Prix this morning